Hey guys, Sean Zim, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where we bring on guests in the spaces of network, affiliate, multi-level marketing, and also I've had conversations because they use the same kind of skills, those that created crypto tokens on the Algorand blockchain, and now I'm also adding and helping and going down the path for Skool. Skool is Skool, and it's something that is new. People are joining, but also quitting. And I want people to understand how to make it successful. If it is, hold on a little bit and listen to my guests talk about the struggles, the failures, but also the successes and processes that are working for them. If you're listening to us, please give us a little review at the end. If you are watching on the YouTube channel or on the website, please drop a like, drop a comment where you're watching from, and hit that share button because we want to help more people. And that helps, you're helping us by getting into your friends. And last but not least, have a connection call with my guests. All their information's in the description, and definitely learn more and see if there's some connection to make things happen and build that relationship. Without further ado, let me bring on my next guest, a good friend of mine now. What's up, Dina? How are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me, Sean.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I appreciate you taking some time out, sharing some value, teaching, educating, motivating those that are out there. I always ask, and I love to hear it from the guest's own mouth, is who are you and why did you get into working with Skool?
Hi, I'm Dina. I've been a digital nomad coach for the past 10 years, and I basically help people go from absolutely no idea of what they want to do as a business to a business with their first few paying clients. And then if they decide to work with me longer, I help them grow and scale those businesses so they can go and travel the world. They can spend more time with their family and friends. They can do all the things that they want to do and not have to be stuck under a boss that is making them work long hours. And yeah, just giving ultimate freedom. That's kind of what I help people with. And yeah, now I have a school, the Digital Nomad Mastermind, 184 people, which is pretty cool. Did that in like 4 or 5 months. And yeah, it's been a ride, but it's been enjoyable. And I'm really liking school. And if anyone's interested in, you know, figuring out school, go into the schoolers group, get to know everyone, and then make friends.
That is so true. And that's with everything. Any kind of business that you have, it's a brick and mortar, or if it's online, you have to make friends. You want to be around
Yeah.
people that you like. You don't want to work with people that you dislike. You want people that are going to champion your cause. They're going to talk about you, going to refer you to their friends. And the only way to do that is if you're good friendships. But not everyone knows how to build relationships. And that's where, we come in as far as collaborating, sharing what's working, and helping. I know helping is a big thing, and a lot of people don't want to share. And I think sharing is important. Once you're learning something, the only way you truly understand it if you're able to teach it or share it with someone else. And if they can understand it, you know exactly what we're talking about. So, being having the ability to work abroad. Can you talk about that with your travel experiences? Because a lot of people, they're stuck in their job, like you were saying, and they need something else. They need a change of pace. They need a something, and that's what we try to help with what we're doing today.
Yeah, so I always knew I wanted to travel since the age of 8. My sister did. She dropped out of uni and then went and decided to go and live in Spain for a year. And then she did a bit of traveling after that. And I was just watching her travels in her letters and postcards. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. That's what I want to do. And then when I get to 16, I'm kind of looking at my parents who are both doctors, and they were just working long hours, working weekends, working nights as doctors. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. That sounds horrible. I don't want to work like 50-hour weeks. So then that was kind of when I decided that I wanted to work for myself. And that's what I help people with. And then when I was like 23, 24, I was working in a corporate sales job. And my boss came up to me after 6 months of working there and was just like, Dina, this job isn't right for you. And I was just like, oh God, I'm going to get fired. This is awful. And then he told me that I would be a really good coach. And this was before coaching was really a thing. This was
Mm.
like back in the day when it was just retired CEOs and managers wanting to progress their teams. It wasn't like it is now. So he fired me and told me to read the 4 Hour Work Week as well. And I was like, that sounds cool. So I went and bought that book. I did a coaching training. And in that coaching training, they reminded me that I really wanted to go and travel the world. And they told me that it was possible if I could coach people.
Hmm.
So I bought the course. I read the 4 Hour Work Week, which is all about scaling and automation in businesses and outsourcing. So I kind of had that knowledge before digital nomad was even a thing. And yeah, and then after I started that course, which was like remote learning, I booked my first one-way ticket to Thailand. And it was incredible. I went and explored. I met so many different people. I was scuba diving, I was surfing, I was hiking in the jungle. I met up with tribes in Thailand, and it was just so cool. And I knew that that's where I was supposed to be, and that's what I wanted to do. Fast forward, I don't know, 12 years. I'm still a coach. I'm still traveling the world. I do have a base now, but I travel for like maybe 6 months of the year. And I run my own business and I can work from anywhere. So I can take my clients with me wherever I go. And it's a really good life. I'm really happy that my boss fired me.
Yeah. It's they saw there was a leadership qualities that were
Yeah.
inside you before you even knew that, which is powerful. And a lot of people, if we backtrack, there are a lot of people work a lot of hours. They, oh, I want to make a lot of money, but money's not the most important thing. People don't realize it's the time that you have. So, like Dina was saying, her dad and mom were both in the medical field, and they're spending lots of hours. They might have made some good money, but they're not around. And that's the same thing. I don't like to work. I work so I can live. But a lot of people are stuck the other way around. They love to go and work, and I'm like, no, because they make complaints. I can never see my kids. I'm never around my family. I'm never around my friends. Well, that's you might want to look at the mirror and see that you have to make a change if you want to get into a situation that's going to be better for you overall. But people sometimes get stuck and they don't have that mirror to look at or a boss to fire, and that's the struggle that happens. Now, are you finding? Is there anything you would like to add on that as far as working to live or living to work?
So it's interesting because of COVID, I ended up getting deported from Malaysia
Oh,
and I came back to the UK, which is where I am currently. I was here for Christmas. And a lot of the people that I know, they kind of just settle. They kind of just go, oh,
right.
this
Good
is
word.
this is what
Yeah.
I'm doing. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to go and travel? Or wouldn't it be nice to have a job that I like? And I just look at them and go, you know that it's possible. You just need to find a skill. You need to learn the business skills, and if you hired a coach, you could get there, and then you could do something that you are passionate about, and then spend your time doing something that you love. And then you can fire your colleagues and find clients that you like working with. And then all of a sudden, you're spending your time doing something enjoyable and you're not settling. So that's kind of my message for everyone. Don't settle. Like, you're worth more than that. Your time is worth more than that.
I agree. And in my personal experience, I'm a full-time teacher, but I also have pockets of time throughout my day that I can work an online business, and I enjoy trading. I don't want to trade my time for money anymore. Yes, I have to go in to teach for a couple more years and I'll be retired from teaching, and I'll never be retired, but I like the ability to have that ka-ching while you're sleeping. And people are like, what? I'm like, yes, you can set up your business so that people are buying things while you're sleeping. And that's takes work. It's not easy though. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to buy this course or invest. I don't want to say buy, invest in a course because it costs money to improve your life. It might have to be a $500 course, a $1,000 course. Oh, that's a lot of money. But the content inside there, people have to understand, you have to digest it and then reflect on it and then implement it. If you're not going to implement it, you just wasted that money, and you're not going to be a better person because you didn't do anything with the content.
Yeah. Yeah, I am I invested all my savings into that into a master's because when I signed up for the coaching, I was like, oh, I should have the credentials. You don't really need the credentials, but at that point in my life, I thought I had to if I wanted to be anybody. And I bought that one-way ticket, and that was my savings. Everything that I had in my corporate career, like that was gone. And since then, I have a career that I love, that I make money from, and I have enough money to travel. So you should invest in yourself, but you have to make sure that you know that it's the right path for you. And a lot of people, they buy courses like Amazon, KDF,
Yes.
like they buy e-commerce
Drop shipping.
businesses, drop shipping and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, it might have worked for one person. It might have worked for 10 people, but it might not work for you. So what I have in my program is a career assessment. So we go through 100 questions in a personality test, and then I figure out what would be the right business for you. And I absolutely love it. It works for all of my clients. They end up working with me after that, and we build those businesses designed around their skills, interests, and passions. So that's where I think it lies. Figure out the type of business that suits you, and then build that. But invest time, energy, money into figuring out what that is.
Excellent. Now, I want to discuss Skool. And
Okay.
a lot of people are having difficulty with Skool. I think that I'm not sure the exact number, like say 10,000 new schools are open every day, but the same day, 10,000 are going. They're leaving, they're closing up, they're quitting. And that's the reason why I wanted to really have conversations with owners to find out how we could help them. And first off, how did you even learn about Skool? What got you into it in the first place?
I had seen a lot of ads for reoccurring income. And in most of my coaching career, I have just done one-to-one work because I love working closely with people. They become really good friends of mine, and I can not fix their business, but more like just understand what they need and how they should run their business.
Like a
But
diagnosis, yeah.
the diagnosis, and also like reflecting with them and moving at their speed. But with reoccurring income, I was just like, that sounds nice. I would like some reoccurring income. So I was going to try and find a way to get a membership hub on my website. And then that seemed like a lot of money and faff. And then I tried to work with an AI company who would make me a membership site, but then that was not as good as Skool. And then someone told me about Skool, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. And it was so easy to set up, so easy. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been missing. I've been looking at all of these fancy alternatives, but I just need somewhere where I can have a classroom, I can have a calendar, and I can have a feed that people can write in. And that's basically what Skool gives you. And you can build a business by paid membership or getting people on coaching calls through that community.
Yeah, that recurring income, that is a powerful thing that people have to understand. And I learned it, we call it residual income in the insurance world because, yeah, you have a policy, you write a policy, then as long as you write a homeowner policy or a car insurance, the next month or the next year, you'll get a commission check. And I'm like, wow. And you just keep adding up, keep putting people into the funnel, and you're going to make this money. It doesn't always work constantly. It's not like something you can just keep putting into the funnel and that's it. There are people that are going to fall out. You're going to lose people along the way as well. And I think people don't understand that. And they say, wait, they signed up. Yes, maybe their value, they don't see it consistently. That's why they might leave. So the value is important to always keep that in mind, to keep your members engaged, to
Yeah.
come back for more. And a lot of them, but I love this recurring income. You can almost, it's not guaranteed enough. We're not financial advisors, nothing's guaranteed. A little disclaimer. But if you work, you can make some serious money. On Skool, somebody's making almost $500,000 a month to do what we're doing, basically. And they're educating, they're having engagement inside the community, and they're making money. And it's recurring because people are paying that subscription. And like Dina was saying, there's courses inside. But I found the culture inside is the most important. How do we help people understand that front? Because if you're in Facebook, there's an algorithm. If you're on Instagram, there's an algorithm. If you're on TikTok, there's an algorithm. Things are fed to you. In Skool, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's just people get emails every couple of days that you've posted something that's relevant. They come and have a look at your school. They start commenting on other people's posts. And then you start building friends because you have like a core team in your community that welcome people when they arrive. They write their daily accountability. So then if you need that extra push or support, they help you figure out the things that might be a little bit tricky, like pricing your school group or when is the right time to price. So you have this community that want to help you on your journey, and you in return want to help them, and you actually make solid friendships. It's not just but you're not just benefiting from it. It's actually like holistic.
I always say we're merging ecosystems. We're using our strengths, our skills, and helping others. And the more we can, if I can uplift Dina, she's going to help uplift me because it's how it works. If you're in that kind of mindset, if you're in it for yourself, you're not going to make that much money. You're not going to do anything. People are not going to want to show up. But it is work. And then we talk about networking. You said schoolers. What are some things that you're doing inside of schoolers to make those connections?
Well, I'm a little bit naughty in Schoolers, and I've had a few posts removed because they're like, this is too close to self-promotion, which I find annoying. But I just recommend just writing a few posts in Skool and then see who comments. And then when you've reached level 3 or level 5 or whatever, you can just DM them, see what's going on with them, make friends with people, and then invite them to your school group.
The funny part, like Dina was saying, being naughty and getting caught. I chuckle because you're pushing the envelope. It's great to see people pushing the envelope a little bit because they're an action taker. And if you're an action taker, you're going to have success quicker than others because you implement. A lot of people go into a webinar. They might go to a sponsored event, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to learn all this stuff." And then you talk to them the next day. They don't have any takeaways. They didn't take any notes. They didn't learn anything. A month ago, later, they don't even implement or take action on any of the ideas that they learned. And that's what I want people to start doing is when you pick up some ideas, share them with your community, share them with others so that you can, together we rise. It's a good kind of title I like to share with people. If we're doing it together, it doesn't get lonely because it can get lonely. I've seen some communities, there's crickets and nothing's going on inside because it's one-sided. The owner is just focused on themselves, not on bringing everybody up together.
It's tricky though, because my community for months and months was crickets. I had like 60 people in my community in the space of a month. None of them were commenting on anything. Nobody was showing up to my guest speaking events. And so I felt really bad because people would take time out of their busy schedule to be there and then no one would show up. So I understand that. But one tip that I learned was, who's on Skool already? Because I was recruiting people who didn't really understand Skool or use Skool. But then when I was talking to people in other groups and genuinely finding interest in fitness or interest in hypnosis or anything like that, then I was making real connections, and then they would join my group and they would comment on things. So you've got to also be a bit savvy with the market and figure out who's already on Skool and who would be a good member of your community.
I also want to piggyback on that. If you are an owner, you have to train your members because, like Dina was saying, it's a different animal, it's a different space. So I always share, have a welcome video that you introduce yourself. You talk about what the plan of the community is all about, what their benefits of posting inside the community, if they have the benefits and if it's laid out for them. And if you're not comfortable on camera, which a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to do video, it's scary, what would happen if they say the wrong thing? You're human. So the more that you are putting yourself out there, changing the game. But a welcome video, I've found that you train them. In the beginning, just threw a bunch. I was excited about creating courses. Oh, I have all this content I want to teach, I want to give it out. But as you know, nobody wants to go into the classroom. You have to teach them what to do. So that's what I've been saying. Now I reformatted my courses inside the classroom. I have 6 steps to becoming a connection machine. So those that are, and is everyone going to go in there? No. But you don't need that. You need the action takers to go in. And if they go in, you know that you're going to develop an amazing person if they implement, and they probably will because they are going inside instead of the ones that just show up and pay your subscription fee for months and not do anything. But something will resonate, and that's when they'll get started.
Yeah. And now that I have like a more engaged or an engaged community where people are commenting every day, it's like what I've noticed is it's all about that feed. People want that connection. So if you can make the feed good, you're 80%, 90% there.
And like Dina was saying, there's sometimes people don't want to go on Zoom calls, but I found if you set it up a proper way, if you schedule it in advance, and it takes some work, it takes time. In the beginning, you might have nobody showing up. But I was teaching Dina in the past couple of days, take a picture that we are on a Zoom call. Or if you are doing video, if you are by yourself, record it. And that's a teachable moment that you can share in the community and be like, hey guys, I know the time must have not worked for most of you, but I wanted to give you some value today, and go into your little, maybe a 5 or 10 minute, I wouldn't go past 10, of value that you have for that day. And then do a post and share it with people. And then say, hey guys, it would be great instead of me just talking to myself, I would love to see another person or two. And the next time you do it, you have 1 or 2 people show up. Take a picture. Hey, you missed this one. It's not recorded. Why? You missed it. You should show up. We want to make this more of an urgency kind of thing. You have it. It's important. If I can make time, you can make time to be on it. Everyone else can try to find that time. Or I found I have to have different times because it is a global community. So we have to. I know somebody I was talking to, it was 2:00 in the morning yesterday. And I'm like, wait, it's 2:00. Yeah, but he learned that you have to be up because the money's in the US and Canada, but you can live in Thailand and Vietnam or Philippines and all these other countries, but you have to get up early to speak to people that are almost in the evening in the US. So it's kind of finding that time frame sometimes is the tricky part as well.
Yeah, totally. You've got to be dedicated. That's another thing. I have a Facebook group of like over 6,000 people, and it doesn't have the same energy as my Skool group. people do post in there, but nobody really likes. Everyone just takes the information, and there's no real energy. So that's one thing that I've dedicated a lot more time to the Skool group, and I'm willing to wake up early. I'm willing to support people and be there for them, be their rock. And that's not something I was doing in the Facebook group. So even though that one has more numbers, it's all about engagement.
Right. I'm the same way. Facebook, the engagement's not there. Everyone should check out Dina's website. I know you're revamping and everything, but having a website is important. One, you don't want to have, like, a lot of people have a billboard website. It's work with me and why you should work with me. It should be interactive. And I know Dina's she's going to get back into blogging. I always tell people blogging is a great way because you can embed links. You can do a lot with blogging. And, but I don't know how to write. A lot of people will say, well, that's where Chat GPT comes in, or Gemini. Use some AI, tweak it, make sure it's your voice, make sure it's, words that you're kind of using on a consistent basis, and you're putting content out. You want to have reasons for them to show up. That's why I have mine. I have my web podcast. I have the video that people can come and watch if they don't want to go to the YouTube channel, or they can go for the podcast, the listening piece if they're at work or they're doing a workout. But it's providing that value and collecting emails. I was never doing that in the past. That's where, if you shift your gear and do a different business, or want to introduce a new business, you can do that on the back end instead of even putting it out on social. I try to be all over. I'm school, but I also have some network marketing stuff that I do that I will fly under the radar in the emails that I send out. So that's something that people have to. Emails are gold, and nobody can take it away. It's powerful. How are you collecting those as well? I know you do the opt-ins and stuff like that. What have you done in the past that was working for you?
So at the moment I have Facebook ads, and then everyone who is a lead, I put into my mailing list. Everyone who joins my Skool community, they go into a different mailing list sequence. And that's it, really. Yeah, the website, Facebook, and Skool.
No, it's something that generating them and having the ability to communicate with them when you want that to do it is important. And man, the time just flies when I do this stuff, man. I can do this forever. I want to leave everyone with us. I like this part of the episode. Is there any final thoughts that we can share for those that are? This is a kicker I've been doing recently. Those that are school owners that are thinking about quitting. How do we help them not quit?
So how do we help them not quit? What you need to do is realize that you just need, in the beginning, 3 or 4 different supporters who will comment on your group. And then other people start seeing that your group has other supporters, and then they'll start supporting you too. And you have to be consistent. I would say post once a day. It doesn't have to be long. And you can even use ChatGPT if you can't think of anything. But just be consistent and make sure that you have just 2 or 3 supporters, and you'll see that you can go far with it.
Hey, that is powerful. And it's the small groups that will take over, that'll help you the most. You can have 1,000 people. You're going to have maybe a handful that actually do any work inside of it that is meaningful. It's even like you always have that 80-20 rule. It's even more. It's like that small group is probably like 90% and versus 10. So it's important to keep those relationships deep, keep building them. And man, the value Dina gave us today, if you just popped in, going to have to wait till this uploads. Make sure you get it from the beginning. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Tell your friends to come to the website, subscribe. But also, I want you to have a connection call with Dina. Find out exactly what she's doing. Take a look at her community on Skool. Look at her website. Read her blogs. engage with her because she's a wealth of knowledge and someone that you should know. So I want to definitely thank her again for her time today. And everyone else, and Dina, stick around for one moment. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Bye.